Hello folks, today we're going to be doing G67, 2.6 CD, PBA 75, adding and subtracting positive and negative mixed numbers with different denominators. Let's get this thing going here. Whenever you're doing mixed numbers and you're adding and subtracting, you have to decide whether or not it's necessary to make everything into improper fractions. Now, improper fractions always work, they're just a little more work, and sometimes they're not necessary. I usually try to avoid it if possible, even though it does always work. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to start off with 2 2/3 and minus 1 1/2. So I know I have to use 6 as my common denominator. So I'm going to rename 2/3 as 4 6, and rename 1/2 as 3 6, and I'll put in my minus 1/2, and I will put in my 2. And then I check. I'm subtracting. These are different signs. I have a positive and a negative, so I'm trying to find the difference. So the big number's up front, and I have to go this way. I can do 2 minus 1. I can do 4 minus 3. So this is going to work out. 2 minus 1 is 1. And 4 minus 3 is 1/6. And this is positive because this has a greater absolute value. It's more positive than the other one is negative. So 1 and 1/6. And let me just go over here and look. 1 and 1/6. It looks like the. So for number 1, I write in the word the. Okay, let's do number 2. So we have 4 1/2 minus 1 3/10. So we have different signs here, but let's get a common denominator. Let's call this negative 4 and 5/10. And we're going to add 1 and 3/10. Okay, so we have to find the difference. So find the difference is me subtracting again. Can I do 4 minus 1? Yes. Can I do 5 minus 3? Yeah, I can. As long as those arrows are going the same way, and you're going from the largest number, the number with the largest absolute value, to the other number, that will work. So this works. 4 minus 1 is a minus 3. And we've got 5 minus 3, which is 2/10. Now I can rename that. I can divide both sides by 2 here, and I can get that down to a negative 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So I have 3 and 1/5, and it's a negative 3 and 1/5. Slide that up so you can see just a touch. And actually, I got to go down a little. And then we'll just see if we can find negative 3 and 1/5 on here. Yep, it's right down here. The big. And we'll do one more just for good measure. So now we have negative 3 and 1/3, and we have a negative 2 and 3/4. Well, let's see. Got to go to a common denominator. We're going to have to use 12. So negative 3, negative 2, get my fraction bars. Well, if I took this times 4, I could get to 12. So the top times 4 would be 4/12. So that's a negative 3. So it's a negative 3 and 4/12. And this one, I would have to take it times 3. So this one's going to be times 3. That's going to be 9/12. Okay, now we have same signs here. So we're actually adding. And when you add, you don't have to go to a improper fraction. You can just add them. So I haven't got enough room up top, so I'm going to put my arrow on the bottom. Negative 3 plus a negative 2 is a negative 5. Okay. 4 plus 9 is 13/12. Now, this guy here is an improper fraction, but I can fix that. I can think about taking 12/12 out of it. That would be 1 whole, and then moving that 1 over to this, my whole numbers, and make that into negative 6. Slide up again, negative 6, and 13 minus 12, and there's 1/12 remaining. Negative 6 and 1/12. Let's check, see if I've got my answer. There it is there. Right up on top, the big river. The big river. Sounds like a TV show, a cowboy show. All right, thanks for listening. Good luck. You know what? I might do just one more problem because I just realized I didn't have to make a trade or go to improper fractions. And it looks like number 4, I'm going to have to do that. So let's see. We're going to use, we have 8 and 4, so we're going to use 8. So we'll make this 3 and 5/8. And we're going to add a negative. Well, this is going to be 5 and make this guy 8. I would have to take this times 2. So this is going to be times 2. So it's 5 and 2/8. So now I see if I can I have to find the difference because I have different signs here. So let's see if I can do it. I can do 5 minus 3. I can't do 2 minus 5. So I either have to make these two into improper fractions, which I can do, or I can do a trade. I'm going to do a trade instead. So I'm going to recall this as 3 and 5/8. This one doesn't change. We're plus and negative or minus, either one. So I'm going to take one of these away, and I'm going to call this 4. And I'm going to take I'm taking 8/8 away. 8/8 is one whole here. So I'm going to take 8/8 away, and I'm going to add it up onto the top up here. And so now I have 10/8. So there's my trade. Now let's see if I can do it. 4 minus 3 is 1, and it's a negative because this has a larger absolute value. And then 10 minus 5 is 5/8. And that whole thing is negative. So there I was able to do it without going through and switching it to an improper fraction. So let's just go check and see if I got my answer on there. Negative 1 and 5/8. There it is. The big river that is that one. The big river that. All right, you are on your own. Good luck.